Greetings everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your host, Captain Rye, and today's YouTube video is going to feature me here in World of Warships in my Z-52, Tier 10 German destroyer. As the battle gets underway here, it's time for the official announcement to my 1,000 subscriber giveaway contest. I spent the better part of a week trying to figure out what to do here, and I think I've got a pretty cunning idea for my giveaway. What I want you to do, in order to enter this contest, is to go out and play World of Warships, and take an in-game screenshot of a crazy, funny, or derpy moment, and provide a quote. Caption that screenshot. The quote can be from a movie. It could be a funny line. It could be a serious line. It could be a quote from a historical figure. Or it can just be a line, a quote that you came up with yourself. It doesn't matter. The pictures can have the UI, they could be in cinematic mode. That doesn't matter at all. But provide a quote that best fits what's going on the screen at the time of the screenshot. And send it to my email. And that will be your entry. And I'll pick the winners. There will be 8 of you, from what I feel are the best quotes. And I'll feature the winners on my YouTube channel. The screenshot and the quote, and I'll read the quotes out loud. When you send the email with the image, the header must say Captain Rye's 1,000 subscriber contest. That's how I'll filter out the entries from the rest of the emails that I get and other replays that you folks send me. Additionally, when you send the email, please include your in-game name and the server that you play on. Ideally, I'd like to be able to personally get you all your gifts. If you're on the Asian server or the EU server, I'm not sure how I'm going to do that just yet, but don't you worry. If you do win, I will find a way to get you your prize. Speaking of prizes, what are they? I've decided that I'm going to give away in grand prize slot 1 USS Arizona. Tier 6 US battleship. That's going to be the grand prize for winning this contest. In first and second place, I'm going to give away 2 Koning Alberts. So for first place and second place, those winners will receive 1 each, the Koning Albert Premium Tier 3 German battleship, which I hear is pretty good. And as runner-up prizes, I will give away 5 premium flag packs for more credits. So that way you can go out and you can hopefully earn a few more credits and get into those ships at those higher tiers a little bit easier. Because I know for a lot of players, getting up into Tier 7, Tier 8, Tier 9, it starts getting more and more difficult to earn the credits so that you can buy and unlock those Tier 10 ships, and so that you can play those Tier 10 ships regularly and actually make some money doing it. And of course, down in the video description below, you'll be able to find all of what I just said written out, the official contest rules, and how to enter. And I do urge all of you, please, only 1 entry per person. If you send me more than 1 entry and I find out, I'm probably going to disqualify you for it. So do keep that in mind. Pick your best picture and your best quote. The contest will run for the next 2 weeks. And I'm giving 2 weeks because I want to make sure that you have enough time, of course, to go out and get the best moment you can and the best quote that you can, and have time to send it to me. Now, on to this battle. What's going on in this battle? Well, so far the enemy team is down 2 ships to my team's 1. Both teams have lost 1 destroyer, although the enemy team has lost 1 of their precious tier 10s. But the enemy team has managed to capture 3 of the 4 cap points, while my team has only managed to capture 1 of them. And they are pushing up and causing problems for my team at B. My team is kind of huddled in the back there. They're not really doing anything too useful back over there. And so far, I'm actually the only person who's captured and one of the few people who's actually killed anything. Now, I'm sitting here between this channel and I'm firing off torpedoes. A little bit of a replay bug here. That Atago is actually a Takao. And I don't know why it's showing up as an Atago, because I do have the ARP ships ticked in the carousel. So for whatever reason, it's just being weird. Pop my smoke screen and start firing shots at it, and I can do that because I'm not the person who's spotting this guy. It's actually the Kharbarovsk who's also shooting at him. I get torpedoes off there, but he is maneuvering hard. He slows down, he speeds up, and unfortunately I'm going to miss most of, if not all of my torpedoes here as he finds the gap. My team has managed to take out yet another ship, and of course, as you saw at the beginning of that battle, as I pushed up and captured the C cap point, I actually got hits out on that battleship, and that was actually kind of a lucky hit. I was a little bit surprised to get that, and I kind of feel like if I had waited just a few more seconds and fired off those torpedoes where I did, I probably would have gotten a first blood and just killed him outright. And of course, killed the Shimakaze as he came down this channel, hit him with 1 torpedo, and I knew he was headed this direction just because he had capped the decap point, and this is the only thing I could think. He was probably going to head this way. So this Takao that's up here has got himself, he's turned away, he's outside of the B, or the D cap now. And I feel like because he's outside of the cap, I can actually go ahead and sneak into the cap zone without being detected and get in there and start capping. Those shots behind me actually surprised me. They scared me a little bit because I'm like, what the hell is behind me that's shooting? I didn't even realize that a friendly battleship had actually pushed up into my smoke screen and was effectively sitting there. Managed to spot the incoming torpedoes way out there. That's good news for me because, of course, it means I'm going to be able to dodge all of them. And it's probably good news for the battleship behind me. It means he's going to be able to dodge most of them as well. Helping the Kharbarovsk and the battleship try to take out the Atago. He is not having a good time. Managed to knock out the guy's engine with high explosive from this kind of range. I just don't know how that happened. Set him on fire. Knock out more stuff. Actually secure the kill on that. A little bit surprising. But overall, pretty good. Dodge incoming shots there. And now I'm just going to kind of sit in this cap and hopefully drop off detectability. That Takao, not very happy in chat, if you can see that he got ganged up on by effectively 2 tier 10 destroyers, a Z-52 and a Kharbarovsk. Fire off torpedoes at the enemy battleship here in the distance. But it looks like they're going to completely miss. Mostly they're just going to run out of steam because he is effectively turned away rather than turning in. And, you know, that's probably something that I would do too, considering enemy battleship up here at the decap point, and based on watching the minimap and watching your teammate just get destroyed by a Kharbarovsk and a Z-52, yeah, I too would probably turn away going, that's an area full of nope. Now looking at the situation, the enemy team is still up on points because they had 3 caps for so long. My team now finally has 2 caps, so we have that. And we're about equal on ships, and we're actually going to stay equal on ships for a surprising length of time here in this battle. But I kind of have to make a decision on what I want to do. The enemy team is only down to 1 last destroyer, while my team still has 2 destroyers. And both of our destroyers are tier 10. The enemy team still has a Fletcher, however, and if you've seen any of my Fletcher games, you know that a Fletcher in-game, even if it's damaged, in a game like this can be absolutely devastating. And if the Fletcher catches me out in the open without my hydroacoustic and without a smokescreen, that could be a big problem. If he catches me without backup, that could be a big problem. So I decide, looking at the situation, that I'm not going to go chase that battleship. Instead, I'm going to go over towards the B cap point and try and help out my team. And my team is trying to contest the B cap point. We have one battleship that's pushed up and one cruiser that's pushed up. And this is a little bit of a problem because we just lost another ship. And it was incredibly stupid of them. He is, however, going to do something useful. He causes a lot of damage to the battleship that's up there, and that damage is actually going to let the cruisers, who are back behind the B cap point, finish him off with fire. I get torpedoes off there at the space between the two islands up there at B, because I feel like that's where the North Carolina is heading, and that is actually where the other battleship is backing up into. So, assuming he doesn't die, and he does just die there through fire, he would have backed up into my torpedoes. But of course, the North Carolina, who's heading up there, is basically sailing right into my torpedoes, and they are going to hit him. The best part is, they hit him on the stern, so they cause a full damage plus flooding. I basically just hit that poor North Carolina for 32,000 damage, and decide that I'm going to go ahead and open fire here, and try and set him on fire. Unfortunately, he runs into the sinking hull of his ally, and my shots are a little bit too far forward, so they're missing. And can I get the kill? Come on. No, I don't. He gets taken out by a friendly cruiser. Little bit disappointed about that. Would have been nice, considering how much damage I did cause to him. Now I'm pushing up here. Friendly Baltimore is pushing into the B cap point, and I'm going to try and help him out in the B cap point. I have my AA up because the AA is pretty good for dealing with spotter planes like this. And if I can get them out of the way fast, that means that I can remain undetected longer. Enemy Tier 9 cruiser. He's got more health than our Baltimore, and he's probably still got a heel left. He is pushing up to defend the B cap point from us. And it's kind of paramount that his team does this because they still have a chance of winning this. We're very close on points. They are down 2 ships, but if he can take out that Baltimore, or we can, he could take out a destroyer like myself, he could reset the progress, and again, it could be a really close game. Somehow he manages to torpedo beats all of my torpedoes. A little disappointed. And I'm trying to get up here, and I'm trying to lay a smoke screen. Get in range to lay that smoke screen. Come on. Almost there. I am detected. Doesn't matter. There's incoming torpedoes from his ship. Dodge those. Smoke screen is out. I've set that rune on fire yet again, and he's out of here. Gets taken out just as my smoke screen reaches the friendly Baltimore. Again, really disappointed by that. But, hey, not too much I can do about that. Oh well. At least he's dead. And I managed to help save the Baltimore. Woohoo! I pop my hydroacoustic search here as a capture B, and surprisingly enough, the Fletcher is actually in range of my hydro. He's just on the other side of this island. And that's actually why I popped my hydro consumable, because I was afraid that that's exactly where he would be, waiting and laying an ambush. Friendly cruiser takes a bunch of torpedoes from our Kharbarovsk, who's already listed as a team killer. He didn't intend to have his torpedoes go all the way. Unfortunately, the rune died before those torpedoes reached him, and so they just went right past the rune and continued on right into our cruiser. Damage reflection is a bitch, and it manages to finish him off. The Fletcher here has unfortunately found himself in a face-to-face head-off against a Z-52. With my hydro up, he pops the smokescreen. That's not going to save him, and his engine is knocked out, and it doesn't look like he has last stand. Very unusual for a destroyer not to take that. But unfortunately for him, popping that smokescreen was probably the worst thing he could do, considering I still had my hydro up. because effectively that meant that he was unable to see me, and all I got was free shots at him. Enemy destroyer down, managed to kill the Fletcher, and I think that puts me at 3 kills. Overall, a fairly good battle, 126,000 damage done, and very little damage actually taken. Surprisingly enough, for the beginning of this battle looking as bad as it did, the matchup is actually looking like a guaranteed victory. The only ship they have left is actually that battleship, who pretty much everybody on the team just kind of left alone down in that corner, and he's sailed back and he's decided he's going to start capping at the decap point. What's odd is that he's not actually going to cap the decap point in this battle. He's just going to kind of sail through it and then end up in the center channel right at the very end. For the rest of this battle, all I'm doing is capping out A and then kind of maybe heading that direction, because there's still some time left. There's a possibility that the enemy battleship might take out one of our ships, so I might be able to get over there and cause more damage. But of course, not going to be the case as we cap out yet another capture point. And again, the battleship, he's getting very close to capping the decap point, which would be very good XP for him. And of course, very good XP for me now that I've got 2 solo caps and 2 cap assists. The battleship gets reset at the decap point, and I think at this point he just decides, nah, screw it, I'm going to go hide in between the channel where nobody can hit me. With all 4 caps, it's a very quick sprint to the finish, and there's no way I'm going to get over there and cause any more damage. It is victory for my team. 626,000 credits earned. Great credit earned. Almost 2,000 free XP earned. My only award, though, was Confederate. Oddly enough, no high caliber, no Kraken unleashed. 126,000 damage done. Pretty reasonable. A good number of torpedo hits, though, and a good number of gun hits. Top of the team for XP earned. There's going to be no surprise there. It's, I think, over 2,400 base XP, which is well above the next nearest person on my team. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you like the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, you can do so by liking and following my Facebook page. If you'd like to help support me and my channel, as well as get access to replays like this one, and replays that are interesting games but don't quite make YouTube cut, you can do so by becoming my supporter on Patreon. Any support level gets you access to replays beforehand. If you'd like to send me a World of Warships replay like this one, you can do so by sending it to my email. And if you'd like to watch me play World of Warships, among other games, live on Sundays, you can do so by following my Twitch channel. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below, alongside the 1,000 subscriber giveaway contest description as well. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.